Yeah, very pleasant morning, one and all. I am Karthi, working as a assistant professor in the Department of Mechatronics at SNS College of Technology. So, in previous class, we have discussed about what are the types of Hadoop installation modes, like local mode, pseudo-distributive mode, and fully distributed mode, and what is Apache Hadoop. So, in previous class, we have discussed about what is local mode and what is its purpose and how it is works and what are the characteristics. The main purpose of the local mode is for used for testing, debugging, and learning, and is the easiest mode to run. And it works on Hadoop daemons, and everything runs using the local file system, and there will be no need for any other cluster configuration, and it should be useful for only small scale testing, and it is not suitable for large scale testing, and it is fast and more simple. In today's class, we are going to discuss about a pseudo distributive mode, that is singular node cluster. That is the majorly used pseudo distributed mode is for used for learning, practice, and development, that will be able to simulate a real Hadoop clusters on one machine. The major distributive mode is on how we are going to describe it, and what are its use cases, and how we are going to configure it, and how we are going to store its data by using a single instance HDFS, and majorly how it's going to work. The majorly how it work is all majorly on Hadoop daemons running on a single machine, but they act as if they are on a separate nodes. Uses HDFS, Yarn, NameNode, DataNode, etc. And what is daemons? Daemon is a background service provider that keeps running and doing the work. That is several services that manages storage and processing in another cluster, and a yarn daemons is used for allocate resources for applications, and majorly it is useful for all to run a single machine, and it works on the name node and also for the futuristic purpose. The description is will be explaining the detailed explanation of a pseudo distributive mode and how we are going to use it, and how what was the output we are going to get it. And the major use cases is that the practical application of a single node cluster is to analyze the data what we are getting from the sensors and the input devices, and how we are going to analyze it. The use cases depends on the customer's purpose, and how we are going to configure it. That is a step setup instructions for a pseudo distributive mode that will be able to helpful for the HDFS part, and also yarn node part, name node part, and the data node for configuring a huge number of data to eliminate the unreliable data for the analytics purpose. And how we are going to storage its data, that will be the more crucial one, because storing the data plays a major role in the data analytics part for for the predictive maintenance and also for decision making purpose. So the testing and the simulation is majorly depends on the four resources, like key benefits, test map produce, and HDFS. Yarn mimics cluster behavior, that is comes under the resource management, and no true fault tolerance. That's the major limitations of the pseudo distributed mode, and the scaling process, that is not for production data volume, but for the major production needs that going to be affect the uh, futuristic purpose of the what we are going to use. So the resource management, yet another resource, is nothing but how we are able to processing the data through the pipeline by from getting from the sensors data for the analytics purpose to majorly predict the fault tolerance that is going to be in the analytics part. That analytics part will be a huge number of huge volumes of data, and how we are going to handle it through the HDFS part. That HDFS is the major storage system in the Hadoop system that will be useful for the predictive maintenance and also for the decision making approach. And followed by the fully distributed mode is majorly complex of three steps, that is distributed daemons, production usage, and complex setup. And so that is used for, that is the fully distributed mode is useful only for the production environment for handling a large data of large big data at a big scale. And how is it works is nothing is Hadoop runs across multiple physical and virtual machines. So, daemons are spread across multiple nodes like name node, secondary name node, or different machines. That multiple data nodes, that is the resource manager, that node manager can work on each nodes. That will be the main characteristics of the fully distributed node, that is the high performance, fault tolerance, scalable, and actual enterprise level deployment. So the distributed daemons is essential for managing the task across the different types of nodes. That production use is only for real world application. That complex setup requires careful configuration to for the security management and also for the network management. So the major key advantages is already discussed, like high performance, that would be fault tolerance, and scalable for the environment purpose, and the scalability, fault tolerance, and high availability, and the performance, that will be the more responsible part for the production improvement. That production improvement is caused by the performance optimization, fault tolerance, and the high availability, that will be plays a major role, that will be able to expand seamlessly with the demand, and also ensuring the smooth operation despite failures, guaranteeing service remain accessible, and also enhancing the speed and response time. So we have discussed about three types of installation modes: local mode, fully distributed mode, and pseudo-distributed mode. The major difference is that the machines used in the three different types of modes is in local mode and pseudo-distributed mode, we have single machine operation only. Whereas in the fully distributed mode, we can use multiple machines to fetch the data, to eradicate the fault tolerance, and also to increase the production numbers. And the daemon runs is there will be no daemons in the local mode, because it is useful for only small testing purpose. And also, all daemons on the same machines will be installed in the pseudo distributed mode for learning and development. Daemons spreads across various nodes in the fully distributed mode for the real production cluster improvement. Thank you. In next class, we have briefly discussed about the file movement in the HDFS. Thank you.